Welcome back, hobbyists. So today we're building and painting a Tower Commander in a bold purple colour scheme, perfect for standing out on the battlefield, and I'll guide you step by step with clean base coats, sharp edge highlights, and just the right amount of sci-fi flair to make this model pop. So I decided to go for the Tower Commander in the Cold Star Battlesuit option just because of the movement, and let me tell you, it did not go smoothly. At one point I almost glued the leg on backwards. Yeah, we were that close to a breakdancing pose. Then, just as I thought I was in the clear, I snapped the little antenna piece on his head. Oh, just chaos. But despite the chaos, the kit does look incredible once it's together. Very dynamic and totally worth the minor heartbreak. I gave the Tower Commander a black spray base, but the finish was a bit patchy, so I'm just brushing on Army Painter's matte black. This smooths things out and just makes touch-ups easier later if I do make any mistakes. So, time to texture the base. I'm using Agrellan for that cracked, arid vibe. Just grab an old beat-up brush, you won't want to ruin a good one. Slap it on thick for big cracks, thin for subtle ones, then let it dry and do its magic. Once the Agrellan had fully dried and those satisfying cracks had formed, it's time for a quick base layer. I'm just going in with a thin coat of Wraithbone, just one pass over the top. Don't worry about perfect coverage, we're just trying to get some paint on there. With the black base coat dry, it's time to bring out the metal. So I'm using Leadbelcher and a dry brush just to catch all the raised edges on the mechanical parts of the Cold Star suit. Just a little paint on the brush, wipe it off on some MDF board that I've got, and then lots of control. This gives it a worn look, battle tested, without overwhelming the black. If you do go a bit heavy or catch spots that you didn't mean to, no worries, just grab some black paint and tidy up around the edges. It's all part of the process. I started with Warlock Magenta from Army Painter for the Tower Commander's armour, and by coat 5 it was still patchy. It got to the point where I didn't even want to paint the model anymore, just staring at it like, why am I doing this? So I switched it out to Xereus Purple from Citadel, 2 thin coats, smooth coverage, and I actually felt sane again. Paint should not break your soul. Time to add an accent colour, Thousand Suns Blue. I'm only picking out a few armour panels and the head with it, not everywhere, just enough to break up the purple and make the head a real focal point. Next, Khakiphoni Purple for the edge highlights. I'm hitting mainly the top edges of each panel, just enough to catch the light and make the shapes pop. This part does take time and can get a little tedious, so keep your paints thinned down more than usual. Smooth, crisp lines are the goal here. With the armour panels looking sharp, it's onto the base, Nuln Oil wash. It flows into all those cracks and textures, adding instant depth. Once it's dry, the base is already looking good. Now for all those other little details, every bolt and screw gets a touch of Retributor Armour Gold. It's fiddly, but those tiny metallic points really tie the scheme together. Then, snow. Valhalan Blizzard texture paste, dabbed into the cracks and edges for that fresh, wintry touch, instantly adds some atmosphere. And to finish, we're going to add some battle damage, so starting with Rhinox hide, I had small thin lines in spots where the wear and tear would happen, then a thin highlight just under each scratch for depth. Simple trick, but it makes the armour look like it's seen some real action. And there we have it. So I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. There was a few bits in the video that I probably didn't record properly. I've just noticed there that I haven't even finished that blue off right. But yeah, pretty happy with how that turned out. I think the only thing I'd change is where I've put the purple edge highlights on. I might add a bit of white to it just to really enhance the kind of edge highlights a bit more. And the guns were just a silver dry brush over black. I know I didn't record that. Or did I? I think I did. I can't remember. It was the same as what the black parts were on the model. But yeah, there it is. Tau Commander. So I'm hoping to get some more Tau in this scheme and build a force that's probably as big as the red ones that I have. Tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you next time.